Hi guys, this is Mark Walton for GameSpot, and I'm here with Cameron Robinson.
Hey Mark.
And we just had the joys of indulging in the first hands-on for The Witcher 3.
Yes, we did.
And given that that game has been in development for a hell of a long time, it's amazing that this is the first time we've had a hands-on. But you had some issues certainly with the game.
Actually not issues, this was actually something that surprised me in a good way. So from the interviews at E3 and various other things, I was worried that The Witcher 3 might be a bit too casual, like they might have taken some of the hardcore stuff that I loved and a lot of people loved from The Witcher 2 and got rid of that in favour of something for a broader audience.
You mean because it's on console?
Because it's on console, because it's an open world, all those things. The good news is, based on what I played, which was like 3 hours of the game, I am no longer worried about that. Okay, so if you're worried about that, I would say don't be, because there is loads of detail in the combat. It's still hard as nails. I died a bunch of times. There's lots to do in terms of upgrading Geralt. Potion making is still a big thing. You don't actually see the animation of you meditating while you do it, but when you stop meditating, you like stand up. So it's still kind of in there. So all the things that made people love The Witcher 2 for not being the same as other big AAA games, that stuff is still there.
If anything, I think that the fact it's open world now makes this game even deeper. And that was certainly what we found. But I know the other thing that people are going to be wondering about is how does this bad boy look?
Well, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good.
I think it looks pretty damn sweet. We played the game on, admittedly, a very high-end PC.
Like we played it under perfect conditions. It was like a high-end PC with
GTX
like
980.
two of them, right? Two
Yep.
GTX 980s in one machine. And it did look very good. And the size of the world is really impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that got me is I played a lot of The Witcher 2, and playing the open world, each segment of The Witcher 3 felt just like a segment from The Witcher 2, and I was constantly surprised how actually it was open and I could go anywhere, because of course Witcher 2 was made of these like contained areas, and you would go from one to the other. Yeah,
after you do this sort of initial training mission, you're pretty much just thrown out there and you can do whatever the hell you want.
Because we played it right from the beginning.
Very beginning of the game. So one of the first things I did was sort of got on my horse, wandered about, and then I was like, I could do the story, but I'm not going to do that. And I went off and did some side quests, one of which was incredibly difficult, and actually it was recommended that I didn't go do it, which of course made me want to go do it.
Yeah, I was sitting next to Mark and watching him repeatedly die as this like ghost, a wraith or a ghosty lady?
It was a wraith. So there was this lady and she was guarding a well. And it was sort of like one of these really cool sort of murder mystery side quests. You have to find like the clues and sort of identify them. At the end, you battle this lady and you get lots of cool like gear at the end of it and lots of loot. But it was an incredibly difficult battle because I wasn't leveled up. But I still managed to do it, and I think that's a testament to sort of how good the combat is. Because if you nail the dodges of the real-time combat and you sort of get those parries in, you can defeat some of the high-level characters.
Yeah, I think it's still the case of if you use the correct sign, which gives you the defensive shield, that's still your best bet to staying alive when you're learning the ropes of the combat. But the one big fight we all did was to take down a griffin.
Yes.
And that was like the main aim of the initial section that we played. And that fight was really great. It wasn't actually too difficult because they gave you a crossbow to help, but it was a really good introduction to how you can approach combat. You had to figure out, as you always do in these Witcher games, you figure out the weaknesses of the beast, and you figure out how best, from reading all the information you can get, from talking to people, how best to bring them down. So basically, it's like The Witcher 2, but more, and an open world, and it looks gorgeous. So I was excited before, and I gotta say, I'm even more excited now.
I'm super excited. I've never been the biggest Witcher player. So I played through most of The Witcher 2, but I never completed it due to other things. But it's really exciting that it's open world now. And like I say, I love just being able to wander around, explore, check out some side quests, go in a bar brawl, just do all that kind of cool stuff. And it's with the Witcher stuff, and it's got that great voice acting.
The one funny thing, though, that did kind of made me go, oh, you guys, was right at the beginning, and I was thinking, I wonder if it's going to have the same kind of kind of awkward sexiness that The Witcher 2 had. And literally the first thing you see in the game is a butt.
Butts.
All right, straight away. There's butts. Butts and abs, straight away. And they're obviously trying to use it as a plot device. It's not just in there for the sake of it. But I don't know, I still find it kind of... I think it's just video game nudity is always going to be a bit weird.
It's
always going to be a bit weird.
You get that uncanny valley sort of thing.
And also, I just can't stop but thinking that someone has spent hours crafting that butt.
You see, and people say we've got a weird job.
Yeah.
But we don't craft butts for a living.
We don't, not yet.
Not yet.
Anyway, for everything else on The Witcher 3, and there's going to be tons more content up until the release, make sure you come back to GameSpot.com.